Hi, Dr. Oben here. Good. Let's see. Fantastic. Let's get going. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, I've got this session of a live broadcast. I'm planning to go live as many times as possible during the week to talk about GLP-1 weight loss, some of the things I see in practice. Now, there are certain things you learn in school. Right. So I'm board certified in weight loss. I did my training in weight loss. And there are others you see and you know only after experience, meaning after working with so many clients and over the years, there are certain things that start making sense. Right? Some of them you don't read them from journal articles. You just see the actual struggles of clients you're working with and what works, what doesn't work, and that is practice and that is experience. However, we've got a lot of research behind what I want to talk to you today about, which is it's a big issue regaining weight after those medications are stopped. Big problem, right? Almost everyone that comes in and they are losing weight, that question almost always comes up, right? Because it's a real concern. Doctor, am I going to keep this weight off once I stop the medication? And if I cannot, what is the issue? What can I do? Is it a waste just taking these medications? The answer is no. And secondly, this is the error I see a lot of people making, even online. You go online, you read all this stuff. People say these medications don't work. They said, no, I took it for, in fact, somebody literally came to me and said, I took the medication for 3 months and I lost weight and the weight came back after 6 months. They took it for 3 months. They lost weight and they are shocked that the weight came back. Now, the primary reason for experiences like that is because the vast majority of people who take these medications, they really do not understand how this medication works and how it's supposed to be managed. In fact, more than a third, even 40% of those who come to me, they have purchased this medication from online stores. Right? They go online, they buy it from somebody, no clue how to take it. In fact, somebody said they gave me, I just received a form and they told me to take it and increase the doses as I want. Right? They have no clue. Those are the people who take the medication for 4 weeks. They see some results. They continue for 2 months and there's nobody to guide them. And they stop. Like as abruptly as they started, they take it for 2 months and stop. And then 3 months later, the weight is back. And they are often worse off when that weight comes back. So let me just say very quickly then, what is this weight regain? Why does it occur? And what can we do to prevent it from occurring? And I'll start with this. This is not the weight regain is not a medication issue, it's a body issue. So, what is this weight regain? Someone is on medication, Ozempic, Mounjaro, whichever one you're taking. 6 months, 1 year, they've lost 60 pounds, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, whatever amount. Fantastic. Right? All the compliments are coming in. We're all excited. The doctor is, of course, I'm excited to see that you are, your neighbors, your friends, everyone is excited. And then the question is, okay, it's time to think about getting off these medications. And then someone gets off the medication 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then the weight starts creeping up slowly, slowly, slowly. And in fact, research is stating that within 1 year, a lot of people have already regained a lot of the weight, right? 2, 3 years down the road, as much as almost 75% of the weight they lost might come back. In fact, this is what I'm seeing so far. There's no published research from my cohort, right? But most people who come to me who have regained the weight, they are worse off, meaning they do not just rebound, they overshoot. If they used to be 210 before they started the medication, once the weight comes back, they get to 215, 220. So they are in a worse place than they started. That is what the weight regain is. It means once the medication is stopped, the weight comes back on. And the big question is why? Why does the weight come back on? And should we blame GLP-1s? Is it a GLP-1 problem? And the short answer is no. It is not because the medication failed. It is not because the medication don't work. It's not because the medication caused the weight regain. Who is the culprit? It is us. It is the body. And let me put it this way for you to understand it easier. Whether you lose weight through calorie restriction, I've seen people who are doing intermittent fasting, they're losing their weight, it's fantastic. Or you get on some strict diet, wonderful. You get even, some people even get on, they do surgery, right? Or you get on medication. No matter the way you lose weight, once the underlying factor, whatever you were doing, for example, you were fasting, immediately you stop, what do most of us realize? Does the weight stay off? No, it comes. In fact, today somebody told me, they used to do intermittent fasting, they lost the weight for sure, and then they stopped, and the weight came just as it went. And she told me, no, I don't want to be fasting all my life. Why am I saying that? It is not GLP-1 that caused the weight gain. No matter the way you lose weight, including surgery, right? Surgery is a little bit different because it causes some permanent changes that help, right? But there is still some weight regain that occurs there, right? Different degrees. So it is not the actual medication or the system you use to lose weight. The issue is the body, the body. And that takes us back to why weight loss is difficult in the first place. It is not because of us. I'm going to talk about this some other time. There's something I call the obesity red line. Once your body crosses that red line, it starts behaving in ways that we don't want. Can you imagine someone is 250 pounds? And for the body after being 250 for so long, the body thinks that that's what is good for them. If they go to the gym and lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, guess what happens? The body says something is wrong with them. If they don't do something, that person is gonna die of starvation. The body has all the tools it needs and it wants, right, to make you regain weight. And the body doesn't like weight loss. So if someone starts losing weight, the body has the tools it can use to make them start gaining weight back, right? It can make them eat more, take in more calories, or make them not to burn calories as much. So the body can do that. That's why if someone is dieting, they lose the weight, they are happy. As soon as they stop, it's not the diet that brings the weight back on, it's their body. As soon as they stop, the body says, oh, what was I thinking? He was deceiving me. And the body, right on, the weight comes right back. So it is not GLP-1 medications that cause weight regain. It is because the body has adaptations. Adaptations. The body has a way of adapting. And then once you get the medication off, the body gets you right back in because it starts fighting that weight loss. It's like, she used to be 240, and for the body, the body's going to say, no, she was great. I don't want her to be 180. And guess what? It starts increasing your appetite. You start eating like, oh my God, this medication has destroyed me. Look at me, I wasn't eating this much. It is not the medication, it is the body compensating. It's the body trying to fight that weight loss. So, no, there is nothing inherently wrong with GLP-1 medications. There is something wrong in the way a lot of people are using it. They are wanting to use the medication in a way that the medication were not meant to be used. It is not a permanent. For example, somebody came to me once and said, "No, if I lose this weight, will it ever come back?" What they are thinking is, just imagine you go back, and no matter what you're doing, the way your lifestyle, you're eating what you want, and they just feel as if because you've taken the medication, the weight should never come back. Even if the lifestyle is still there, some of you have realized you're doing all the right thing, but that weight just starts coming back. It's not your fault. It's really not your fault. It's just the way GLP-1 medications work. So, one of the best ways to really prevent this weight regain is to first understand how these medications work, how they are meant to work, and how they are meant to be used. And of course, please work with a provider. Don't go online, just take it, you increase the dose the way you want, and you stop it the way you want. That is a high risk that you're going to have failures with this, right? Work with your primary doctor, work with your nurse practitioner, work with like an obesity doctor like me, right? We know what we're doing. That's what we were trained for, right? We're going to guide you and how to use this appropriately. So the primary reason why the weight comes back is because the body adapts. It's because the body responds to that weight loss. It's over time, your appetite is going to start coming back. Over time, and this is the thing that I hate saying it, but it is just a painful truth about this medication. Right? Once you lose weight, what happens is during that process of losing weight, your muscle mass drops, a lot of things change in the body, and something else happens which is not very good. Your metabolism drops. It is not a good thing at all. So once you get off the medication, you're starting with a low metabolism, which is it's already putting you at a disadvantage. Right. So it is the body already trying to make some adaptations over time. So it's going to drop your metabolism. In other words, if you used to eat piece of just a tiny slice of cake every day, right? And your weight was stable. Now you eat that tiny slice of cake, your body is going to burn just half of it. And the other half of it, guess where it's going to go? It becomes fat and is stored in your body and your weight goes up. So those are the adaptations that take place over time. Some of the things that take place. So your body has the tools it has or it needs to make those changes, which I know not the best, right? But it is what it is. Now, what are some of the things we can do to avoid that? The, f- the most important is what I just mentioned to you. Understand how these medications are meant to be used. Very, very critical. And then understand that this is not just going to be a quick fix like 2, 3 weeks and then you come up, except you have some rigorous lifestyle in place to maintain that. Most often, you have to give your body time. You get this word again and again body, 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 because that is where the issue really comes from. Someone comes to me first week, first month, they've lost 10 pounds. Second month, they've lost 7 pounds. Fantastic. Everything looks good. Their body is thinking about all of this. There is medication, there is weight changes. The body's like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? So, all those months you're losing weight, the body is still trying to wrap its mind around there, right? So that is why if you stop immediately, the body is going to be so confused. Right? It doesn't even know. It's like, what was I doing? It just starts this entire thing right back. You have to give your body time to adapt to your new weight. Another day, I'll talk about my 3 phase protocol, right? That I discuss with the clients. That when you start this on this medication, you're going to lose weight. Even when you get to your goal, your body doesn't like changes going up and coming down. Allow time for your body to get used to that new weight. Your weight is not going up, it's not coming down. You might need to be on this medication for maintenance. And then if you have to back off, don't just stop immediately. Just like we went up slowly, we have to go down slowly. That three-phase protocol of managing medication, managing GLP-1 medication. So we do our best not to do our best to avoid that weight regain. Does it always work for everybody? No, we are so different. Just like someone lost 15 pounds on the first month on tirzepatide 2.5 milligrams. Right? That's the highest I've seen. Then there's another one who comes in and says, Dr. Oben, I've lost just 2 pounds. This medication doesn't work for me. That's how different we all are. Allow your body time to get used to you, right? The medication you're taking, right? And then plan with your provider how to, you know, getting off this medication needs to be planned. It should not be abrupt. And while you're on the medication, most of you, as you work with me, you hear me tell you this often, right? The goal is that we want to develop healthy lifestyle that will sustain you long term. If you don't plan on fasting every day, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, then that's not something you should be doing to maintain your weight, right? You can do it just to get some weight off, but the goal is how does a healthy you look like in 10 years? How should you be eating in terms of physical activity, in terms of your sleep and everything else? That is more important than rapid changes in your diet that you can make. So while you're on this medication, think ahead. What are some of the lifestyle changes? I see one of the biggest factors I see here contributing to weight gain in most of my clients that come to me is soda. Oh, soda, right? Again, I always say it's not elimination. You don't need to eliminate it. No, you just need to have control over it. If you are drinking soda every day, you can be 100% sure your weight is going to go up and you have a hard time with these medications. And that is not a healthy habit. If you're even drinking soda consistently every week, 2 week, 2 times a week, that is also not a very healthy habit. So that should be something, let's say once in a while, right? You have complete control over that. Right? That is a control we want. Right? Someone we're working with, ice cream is our thing. Oh my gosh, you can't stay without ice cream. So the goal is not to stop ice cream entirely. You're looking at ice cream like, in fact, he said, I hate this doctor. He stopped me from eating my treats. My life is miserable. No, that's not the goal. You can still have ice cream, but what we want is it's moderated and you have control over it. That is the goal. So in 10 years from now, you're not going to say, nope, I'll never, ice cream is a never. No, it's going to be, I can eat ice cream once in a while, enjoy my treat once in a while. But I know if I eat it every day, I will have that stubborn fat. You can be sure. Right? If I eat it every day, it's not good for me. So how do I develop a healthy, good lifestyle now while I'm on the medication so that if I eventually come off, I have the lifestyle in place. It's not a guarantee, but at least it puts you ahead of the curve. So, in summary, I know, let me see. Wow. A little bit longer than I thought, but very, very important topic, right? In summary, the medications are not responsible for weight regain. It's not like they cause weight regain. The body is complex. It has processes in place to make you regain weight. And we have to cooperate with the body. We have to work with the body, right? We have to use these medications the way they were meant to be used, not the way we want them to be used. Right. Kind of a subtle difference there. And please work with your primary care doctor, work with your nurse practitioner, work with obesity physicians like me. Don't treat this like something you go and purchase from Amazon, right? And you read a manual and you take it. No, this is a medication. It has to be managed by the licensed appropriate provider. Thank you very much. I might not have time to take your questions, but I'll see any questions in the comment section. I'll respond to that later. And tomorrow, same times, 4 p.m., I'm going to be right here with another topic. Now, I scan my current clients, I see the difficulties they are having, and I go live and I talk about that. So tomorrow, 4 p.m., I'll be right here, same time, talking to you about GLP-1 weight loss. Thank you.